Yeah, I mean, I guess, I can keep it simple and, in this space, I guess it'd be kind of trivial because we're all having fun. But yeah, I nailed the goal for the day. Nailed it before lunch.
You nailed it fast.
You did. 6 before lunch?
Nailed it before lunch.
We didn't have lunch till about 4, though.
It don't matter. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It could have been at 8. We had lunch. It was before lunch. You're not taking my child. John was right there with me. He's like, no, let's get this done before lunch. We gotta get you one before lunch. I'm like, boom. So now it was good. Low. It felt like we had an epidemic today of everyone losing fish. Like every day up until today, it's like gotta be one person, maybe a couple. It's like everybody just losing them today, huh? They just smarter than all 9 of us today.
We all stupid.
Finally feel like the body's starting to relax and rest and breathe a little bit easier. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Yeah, I have to fight my urge to want to fish all the time. So.
Is that kind of what it is? Like, I'll notice that you're kind of just stopping, just kind of sitting there.
Because it's hard for me to not to just get after things. So.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So this is kind of like your intentional.
Yeah, I'd rather watch Spencer catch a fish, to be honest, than me catch a fish.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to kind of just casually fish. You know what I mean? So.
Like when you're doing it, it's like boom.
Yeah.
It's like game on.
Yeah, which is not always good. So I'd rather enjoy watching him catch a fish and taking pictures of him and stuff. So.
Is that kind of your pace for like most of the life with your kiddos and sons? Like, man, when I'm going up career or ministry or whatever, it's like I'm going full on. And it's easy to kind of miss.
It is.
What's happening at home.
Yeah, it's. I have to really work on living in the moment and appreciating every breath and every minute.
Yeah.
So it's because the way I work, I'm working here, but I'm thinking here. So it's I can get a lot of stuff done. But
Dude, I'm just slaying them over there.
Yeah. Oh, that's a slab. That's a big one.
He's big.
That's a big one.
Oh, look at him ripping up.
There
you go, Spence.
This is a trophy trout.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, maybe we'll just keep the conversation cranking. We'll go over here. Oh!
That one did not want to be caught.
Sometimes when questions are posed, I have a hard time just on the spot coming up with something if there's too much going on. But every now and then, or maybe more often than not, when I'm wake up early before I'm ready to get it, not on purpose, but I wake up early and I'm kind of half asleep, half awake, and I kind of got some get real clarity sometimes, or thoughts come into my mind, and all these questions that we've asked each other on the rafts that I haven't really answered as we're floating. What wounds need to be resurfaced or re-examined or brought back into the light for additional healing. And I told you I don't really like abandonment, always got abandonment, because there's that scene from Good Will Hunting where Matt Damon walks into Robin Williams the first time he's seeing the counselor, and he's still tough and dealing macho and, what do I have, abandonment disorder and stuff. But the truth is, I feel like I've got that to some degree. I don't feel like so much like Dad after their divorce at 14 or 15 just left because he didn't like me, or left. I mean, I got 3 more siblings, your uncles and aunt. I don't think he didn't like any of us. I don't think he was trying to hurt us. So I don't think it was in like I feel abandoned because I wasn't worthy. But I think it still manifested itself that way in the message that I got, because he wasn't available, and he did leave, and he was a long way away and 3 time zones away, and it was just when I was 14, 15 years old. And so I don't ever remember feeling like he did that to me intentionally, but it did still leave me with this notion of, or this fear of somehow that happening again, or being left out, being left alone. But I still wonder, there's got to be gaps. I know there are. I'm aware of some of them. When I think about the do-over question, I can certainly come up with, half dozen pretty easily. But, what are the things that you don't feel like I gave or delivered or exhibited or shared or talked about?
This comes to mind was, we skipped over. I mean, we never talked about it afterwards. But, when you found birth control in my car that one time, I told you some long story about how me and some buddies were taking bets, and the loser had to take birth control or something and see what happened to a guy. Some, BS. But, you found it, I told you, and then, it was never talked about again.
Yeah.
There was never a check-in, and maybe you just believe me, I don't know, but I was almost kind of hoping you wouldn't believe me, I think, later on. I dodged a bullet in the moment. I'm like, wow, that actually worked. He hasn't asked me about it, but at the same time, it was like, yeah, I do kind of wish you would have checked in on me and Katie's relationship in high school, just so much unhealthiness, and I mean, and maybe even just my well-being. I mean, that was a really hard time for me. I mean, I was so ashamed of the person that I'd become with parents like you guys, and the circle that we ran in, and just church. We were a good family, and we people admired us, and here I was stuck in this 2 worlds behind, living this behind closed doors life, and just so much internal turmoil that just drove me crazy. I mean, I think I've shared with you that depression state of Dad, I'd running through your room looking for a gun. Yeah. Not being able to, bearing so much of that high school relationship, and having sex, and and not being confident enough, or so ashamed to tell you about it, but also not approached and asked about it either, with some of these kind of red flags, late nights, always spending time together, and so to the point where that got so unhealthy, and Mom was, I know Mom was clued into it, and she's always on it, which I loved, but at the time hated, and just drove me to this point of so much depression that I laid down in bed with that shotgun you gave me, loaded up, and I couldn't reach the trigger because the barrel was too long, and here I am digging through your closet while you guys are gone looking for that gun, and it was a miracle that I couldn't find it. You always kept it in the top drawer. Always. It was always there when we go show people and tell that story about how we found it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find it that day for whatever reason. But Dad, I was so lost, and so ashamed, and didn't tell anybody. I still have a hard time telling people about it. But I think that was a gap where I wish that.
No, it's a big gap.
Wish that you would have just, hey, you and Katie, like, what's going on? Or you saw I'm sure you saw the stress and my rebellion and,
Yeah.
but I wish you would have checked in on that, and not saying that you could have prevented some of that, but.
No, you're right.
And I don't know what you saw in me during those times, or maybe what you thought was causing some of that behavior, but I know I was not pleasant to be around those, junior and senior year of high school due to the just unhealthiness of the way I was living, period. But yeah, I wish you would have, especially when you found that birth control in my glove compartment.
So what are we doing here, fellas? Warming up for some mousing. Meat eating time. High calorie dinner.
You see the salmon on the bottom. He got it. He got it. Oh my God.
That I think I shared earlier with you about the passivity that I can walk in from time to time and that I hate. So I hear stories like that, and I'm ashamed that I didn't have the strength and was fearful about not knowing how to handle it, or not just. And that was exactly one of the do-overs that I wrote down. Not that particular thing, but similarly with Luke and the bullying stuff that he went through a little bit in middle school, that I felt like I was just absent on, or I didn't know how to handle it, and totally missed the severity of where you were. Yeah. And you're right. Your mom's radar was spot on. I mean, she knew it. Yeah. And, I'm embarrassed that she told me and made me aware of it, and I kind of blew it off. I either didn't want to believe it, or I thought, well, some of this is teenage rebellion, and Connor really has been an unbelievable kid. There had to be a little bit of time of rebellion, and this may be it. But I didn't take the next step, like you said, and come talk about it and ask you about it. And I don't, that's out of fear. Well, what? I don't have the answer. I mean, yeah, I can say, well, you shouldn't do that. Right. Don't do drugs. Well, that doesn't help. But it would have been better than total silence, because then we could have started the conversation. Sometimes you can feel like, as a dad, you need to know the answer, and that's one of those uncertain, undeveloped places I still need fathering to this day in. Those are places that I didn't step up and didn't be the man and be strong and take on a difficult topic or challenge, or, and really fight.
You guys had that conversation before about that?
No.
Not really.
So you're hearing that for the first time right now, Daniel, about...
Yeah.
So, I mean, you've kind of just motored me right through it. Like, what are you thinking right now, just hearing him?
Well,
I mean, I guess we haven't had that conversation necessarily. I mean, I was aware of... obviously I was aware of all those circumstances. I wasn't aware of the closeness. I mean, how close, I think your mom told me at one point that you had literally had thoughts about taking your own life, and maybe I thought she was being overly dramatic or trying to get, I don't know. But so I knew that, and I don't know what I did with that. So I have thought about, well, why don't I like conflict? Well, maybe I don't like the pain, and so I just kind of don't go there, because I don't want to feel the pain.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be blowing past that at all. That was significant. I told you, I'm ashamed and embarrassed and wish I could do over, you know, and go have a conversation with you. And not even that was gonna, I mean, it wasn't gonna cause me pain to have a discussion with you guys about sex. That's a do-over, right? I was weak if completely unregistered on the gauge at all, really there. I was just kind of trusting that my observations were that you guys seemed to know what's going on. That's still passivity. I should have stepped in and made clear and provided some, and at least even just shown concern and shown interest. But you know, that's out of my woundedness, not to make an excuse. I take responsibility, I should have. But that was just a real uncertain place for me. So I could spend a little time there searching and going deeper on what was there. But I'm sorry about that, and really, I wish I would have, you know, had the strength and courage to show you love and support and
Dude, that's oh my god, first swing. Yeah, there you go. You can lead his face. Oh my gosh. Electric. Oh my gosh! John can't even
have I got my waders on?
Still shaking. I'm still shaking, yeah, for sure.
All right, Princess.
That's a monster.
It doesn't fit. Oh, there he is. Look at that.